We got an hour long worth of content, an hour long of these conspiracy theory TikToks that will make us question reality. So you guys sit back, relax, get some snacks, because we gonna be here for a minute. But you guys like the long video, so it's a win-win situation. As y'all can see, I am rocking the Super Faith merch. Now, it is a little invisible right here to where I got the matrix. No, your shirt does not come with the matrix E and T and Super Faith. It's just that these letters are green. I have a green screen, so it fades away along with the green screen, in other words. But long story short, if you do happen to cop my merch, please not only take a picture in it, but tag me so that you can be featured on my Instagram and my website, shopperkyy.com. I will add your @ on there, and a lot of people view that site. So dress to impress. But without further ado, not gonna keep y'all here for long because we already gonna be here for a minute. Thank you, Brandon, for the video.
Y'all, we got fake snow. Show them again.
What's this? So this is
Styrofoam.
What?
Styrofoam. Styrofoam.
Oh no.
Do not need them taking this video down. So TikTok, this is a conspiracy theory video. I am not saying this is real. It's fake. If you know, you know. So if you don't know by now, let me tell you. They always put the truth in these TV shows and movies. And if you saw this new movie, they clone Tyrone, once again, they put the truth all in our face. Now I know this movie is about them cloning Tyrone, but it's something else that happened in the movie that stood out to me. Now, if you didn't know, frequencies and vibrations are very important when it comes to life. You can literally use frequencies as a weapon to program someone or to heal someone. Frequencies are very important when it comes to life. Now, you have numerous people who are in the industry that expose important information to the public. Now, I hope y'all ain't forget when he came out and said this.
Nope, ain't forgot.
Music is frequency. What frequency are you being fed?
Now, as I said, they always put the truth right in our face in these movies. Now, I want y'all to look at this specific scene from this movie.
You see what they doing? Y'all see what they doing? Look. Ain't that about it? Can you believe that?
Now, if you ain't heard, go back and listen very closely to that scene. At first, they had it on some little gangster hype music, which was making them fight. Then they literally switched the frequencies to something smoother, which made them stop fighting. Like, boy, they put the truth right in our face. They were literally showing us how they can send certain frequencies to the mind that can control it. Now, keep this in mind. It all depends on which frequency they decide to send to your mind.
This song gets on my nerves.
That determines how you will react to it. Now, this is someone else who was in the industry. Do y'all remember when he had said this?
It's in my brain. Do you know that? It's living rent free. I can't get it out. You did that.
Yeah, it's hypnosis. Yeah, it's hypnosis.
He said, it's what? It's hypnosis. Oh, I wouldn't think he lying because it was a scene in this movie, putting it all in our face. It's no coincidence. He said, yeah, it's hypnosis. And it's no coincidence. She said he was hypnotized in that movie scene. Y'all gotta start connecting the dots. I don't wanna make this video extra long. Come in part 2 if you want a part 2. I'm gonna end up making one anyway because I have more things I wanna say about frequency programming and mind control.
Truth in plain sight.
Is that? Just an action-packed adventure. Fun for ages 6 to 6.5.
It's very bad.
The movie? Yeah, but it's like good bad.
There's no such movie as Shazam. It was called Kazam. And it starred Shaq.
Is that right?
I swear I'm
right? That can't be right.
Now, out of space-time has been tampered with. We've entered a parallel
This is crazy.
Here's proof of the prime timeline. This means one thing. Project Reboot.
Did we travel back in time?
Damn it, it's the same year.
The machine created random changes to the present by altering small events in the past. Now we're in timeline B, where I have no mustache, and the Berenstein Bears are spelled Berenstain Bears.
These conspiracy theories will ruin your childhood. This one honestly blew my mind because there's proof. Garfield is actually an abandoned cat that's starving to death, and Odie and John are hallucinations. So in one of the stories, Garfield wakes up in an abandoned house. Then he calls out to Odie and John, but no one answers. And here's where it gets crazy. It says Garfield grapples with his greatest fear, loneliness. So he literally creates the illusion of John and Odie to feel less alone, which makes them all of a sudden appear and Garfield's life is normal again. The entire story ends with an even creepier quote, saying an imagination is a powerful tool. It can tint memories of the past, shade perceptions of the present, or paint a future so vivid it can entice or terrify, all depending upon how we conduct ourselves today. Which implies that Garfield is actually the story of a pet abandoned by its owner, starving in an empty house with no one coming to help him. So he created a family in his imagination to cope with the fact that he's all alone. Follow if you want to see more.
Thank you, Theo, for the video.
All right, so again, this is a trigger warning. If you do not want to hear this, please click off of the video. On January 17, 1996, after missing for 5 days, they found Amber's body in the back of an apartment complex in the side of a creek. There was a man out walking his dog after the storm had passed, and his dog went down by the creek and was barking a lot, so he went down there. He found a little girl whose like shoulders and head was submerged in the water and she was unclothed. He immediately knew in his heart that that was Amber, so he ran into the house and called his wife and was like, yo, call the cops right now. So now they had to rule him out as a suspect, which they wound up doing, but then they had to check the security cameras inside of the apartment complex. Sadly, the security cameras were so raggedy you couldn't really tell what was on the video. So then a few days later, after the funeral, a lady come in describing more details about the truck, talking about, yo, it was this kind of truck and this is the license plate number, yada yada, woo woo. The detective did their due diligence, went, found the dude, questioned him, ruled him out as a suspect, went back to the lady, like, started questioning her, like, shawty, where this coming from? Whole time she was lying, trying to get attention for the case because she said she felt bad for Donna, which was Amber mama. Girl, don't you ever feel that bad for me?
No, for real.
Okay. So a few weeks after the funeral, Donna winds up turning her pain into passion, and she winds up going back to school for her. She was doing something in the medical field. They never really said what she was doing, though. Around this time, a lady named Deanna Simone, which I feel like your name is Diana, but whatever, Deanna. Anyway, she came up with the idea of starting the Amber Alert because she was like, had I known about this a couple hours before, like, this probably would have helped her. So then a couple years later, November 1998, a little baby that's 2 months old goes missing. The mama, Patricia, contacted the police. She like, yo, this lady named Sandra, I was letting her babysit my baby.
Oh,
and
that's
she was
horrible.
supposed to bring her home after I got off work. Shawty ran off on the plug twice. So they put out an Amber Alert, and within 30 minutes, the lady was apprehended. So within weeks of them using the Amber Alert, other states heard about it, and they was like, yo, we want to do it too. Then in the year 2000, the Center for Missing and Exploited Children was like, no, we need to take this nationwide because a lot of people need this. So, of course, they was like, yeah, run it right now. And on April 30th, 2003, 7 years after Amber's abduction and unaliving, President Bush signed the Protect Act of 2003, which basically designated the National Amber Alert Coordinator at the Department of Justice. That's major. But just to end out on a happy note, Amber later had a niece born on her birthday the same hour that she was born.
Oh, wow.
Years later. Say it ain't so, KO. So stop getting mad at them Amber Alerts and take them serious, y'all, for real.
I never knew the background story, so it's kind of interesting to know how it came about and how helpful and impactful it's been. Thank you, Sincere, for the video.
Y'all, so I'll be making my daughter's plate, and the food will be super hot, so I have to let it cool down before I give it to her. She'd had snacks in the meantime, and she'll be still going off, but you know how toddlers are. They want it then and there. Let me tell y'all something. God was like, that's how a lot of my children are. They'll be going completely off. I'm in the middle of making a plate. I done gave them snacks, many blessings in the meantime before they get the big thing. And you still going off. You still whining. You still leaving. You still mad. You looking at other people getting theirs, but that means if I'm blessing them, I'm on the way to you. They're my children too. So why you think I ain't coming to you? I'm ready to call the police because this is so good. I need to be arrested. Galatians 6:9 says, do not get weary in well doing, for in due season you will reap if you faint not. In other words, don't get tired of doing the same thing I keep telling you to do. Stay faithful to me. Stay doing good. Don't you ever think you got to take the easy way out. If I said I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. If I said I'm coming, I'm coming. Don't look at your situation. Look at me, the God of the situation. Come on. I love y'all, but God loves you more.
No, I don't have a lot to say. It's just a lot of people focus on the problem instead of the problem solver. Let me repeat that one more time for the people in the back that didn't hear me. People focus too much on the problem and not the problem solver. So don't focus on the situation. Focus on him. That's deep. Thank you, DeAndre, for the video.
PepsiCo uses a flavor research company called Cenomix. Cenomix uses biotechnology to formulate neurological flavor enhancers, which are often cited as artificial ingredients. While their exact process is unknown, the patents they filed are known. Among these patents are references to the substance called HEC-293, which is used in the pharmaceutical and cosmetic industries. It stands for Human Embryonic Kidney Cell. In the 1970s, Dr. Alex Vander Epp harvested the kidney cells of an aborted fetus. These cells have been since cultured, regenerated, and sold to countless biotech companies. The aborted baby's DNA still remains in these cells,
stop pouring?
and in fact suggests that the aborted child was a female, now known as the scientific product called HEC-293. While a can of Pepsi doesn't contain aborted fetus, the company it partners with does apparently use aborted fetus cells in their research to create chemicals that enhance taste. While not as disgusting as being a cannibal if you drink Pepsi, it's still disgusting.
Here's how to buy plant-based protein at Whole Foods. Vega is no good because it has the natural flavors as the second ingredient, so it's the second most prevalent. I don't recommend Garden of Life either.
Really?
Everything is organic, but it does have natural flavors in here. However, the unflavored is fine because there's no natural flavors. I'm also not a fan of Orgain. It's got sunflower oil and it's got natural flavors. No good. Sun Warrior used to be my favorite option, but they've actually started using organic natural flavors, so I'm not a fan of either of them. The vanilla used to have organic vanilla beans. Now it has organic vanilla flavor. How about the chocolate one? Organic chocolate flavor. Not a fan. Here's the best option that I recommend, and my #1 recommendation. Truvani Certified Organic Vanilla. Made of 5 ingredients. All organic, very clean ingredients. And you see, organic vanilla powder. There's no organic vanilla flavors. Truvani chocolate flavor. Certified organic. All organic, very clean ingredients.
I may have to get that. DeAndre had put this video because a lot of people are saying, well, if you're saying his name is Yahusha, I can still call him Jesus, right? He said this video will explain why the name is so important.
The same Roman Catholic Church that pushed Christianity all across the globe is the same Roman Catholic Church that gave the permission to enslave African people in 1442. This is when Pope Eugene IV contended that Africans were a soulless people, which was a huge contributing factor behind the extreme brutality of the transatlantic slave trade. And this is the exact same church that also granted permission to torture and massacre the Native Americans in 1493, all in the name of Jesus, which is exactly what they named the first slave ship that brought Africans to the Americas. And the name Jesus couldn't have been the name of a biblical character that died 2,000 years ago, because the letter J was just recently introduced into the Greek alphabet 300 years ago by Giacomo Trocino. So when you're praying for Jesus to come back, you're really praying for the return of a slave ship.
Do y'all see why name is important? So calling Jesus, you calling for that.
Hey, what do you think about this?
As a veteran of many years in American politics, I'm going to tell you something somewhat shocking. Joe Biden will not be the nominee of the Democratic Party in 2024. Kamala Harris will briefly become president, but the only way that in their party they can replace a woman of color is with another woman of color. And yes, you heard it here first. The Democratic nominee for president will be Michelle Obama. They have already rigged their primaries. The reason that they have canceled the Iowa caucuses and the New Hampshire primary is to put South Carolina, a state where a majority of the Democratic primaries or primary voters are African Americans, and they will allow Gavin Newsom to purchase the vice presidential nomination, but the Obamas will hold him up for $600 or $800 million to do so. You heard it here first. When Steve Bannon says it in 3 weeks, remember I said it first.
Dang.
Did you know there's 2 different types of coconut water? The first type is shelf stable, and if you look at the ingredients in a lot of these, it's just organic coconut water. The problem is that these are high temperature pasteurized, which kills a lot of the nutrients in here. Plus, if you look at some other ones, they do contain added cane sugar, which in my opinion is totally unnecessary because coconut water is already very sweet. The second type is found over in the fridge section, and instead of this being high temperature pasteurized, it's high pressure pasteurized, which preserves a lot of the nutrients in here. Also, a lot of people ask me, why is it pink? That's just the natural antioxidants in here interacting with the light. So it's actually a very good thing. Also, this tastes way better than anything over on the shelf.
Food storage tricks that the grocer will never tell you. 1. Bananas spoil easily after a couple of days.
Yeah, they do.
Wash off the ripening agent on the skin with water, wipe dry with a paper towel, then dampen another towel and wrap it around the base of the banana. It will stay fresh until you're ready to eat it. 2. If you buy too much watermelon and can't finish it, don't leave it directly in the fridge as it could breed bacteria. Instead, prepare 2 fresh garlic cloves and place them on both sides of the watermelon, cover with plastic wrap, then place the watermelon in the fridge. It'll stay fresh for days. 3. Tomatoes rot easily. To keep them fresh, put a piece of tape over the tomatoes' bottom to lock in moisture. They'll stay fresh for up to 3 weeks. 4. If you can't finish eating your green onions, align their roots on a paper towel, spray with water, and roll up. This will keep the roots moist and the onions fresh for half a month. 5. For parsley, cut off the lower leaves, trim the roots with scissors, and cut a mineral water bottle in half. Add a spoonful of sugar and some water to the bottom of the bottle and stir. Place the top half of the bottle upside down on the base and insert the parsley roots. After some time, you'll have fresh parsley. 6. If you have too much cabbage and can't finish it, carve out the root with a knife. Stuff the cavity with a kitchen paper towel sprayed with water to dampen it. This way, the cabbage will stay fresh for half a month. Be sure to save these tips for future use.
I'm mad because how come school didn't teach me that? Why am I having to learn on TikTok how to preserve my food? I don't know if y'all ever had this problem, but the bananas could be in stores for weeks. It'll be green, right? But when it comes to my house, it'll go from green to brown within 24 hours. So I was trying to figure out how to keep food from not, I guess, going out quickly when it's at my house, but tips like this help. Y'all let me know if y'all have any tips on how to preserve food, because I'm a big advocate of, I don't like wasting money. So the more I know, the better. Oh, hey, we finna be rich. Thank you, Bina, for the video.
Let me give you the best analogy you've ever heard about the human body.
Let's hear it.
How long do you think I could go without food?
Dude, with your body fat, you're like 6%, maybe 3 days.
Good call, 30 days. How long do you think I could go without water?
48 hours.
I could go without water for 7 days. Now, tell me, if God created our body to go for 30 days without food, how come we're hungry every 3 to 4 hours at most?
Blood sugar?
So let me explain to you exactly why we're hungry. The truth is, it's not hunger. It's an addiction. Because if God created your body in a way where you don't have to eat for 30 whole days, because you're not going to have food on hand, you were supposed to go hunting. The fact that the media has came out, everything that shows you and programs you that you need to constantly eat, that's why you want to have more food. Because the more you have of something, the more you want of it. Your body holds fat, and the fat is held in fat cells. And the fat cells were created for reserve. But hunger is not truly hunger nowadays. It's a full-on addiction.
Wow.
That's deep with the... Y'all know I'm the queen. We ain't got playing. I might bring it. I'm not gonna bring it back. Thank you, Munchie, for the video.
This is exactly how it's gonna be. Coming to America. Social credit score. Check this out. Try not to laugh.
Oh, hey, what's good? No way. What's up? How you been? Good. All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. I see you've been up to a lot. Oh, you saw that VR Drake concert?
Black Mirror.
Yeah, that's what's up.
It's an episode. Black Mirror.
Is that a strike on your account? Oh, it's just one. No, I'm sorry, we can't be friends. But just one strike?
Do not take the mark of the beast. The technology is already here. When you're not compliant with the Matrix, aka Satan's system, you're gonna get striked. You're not gonna be able to fit in society. Tony, guys, this is coming sooner than you expect, but the thing is, a lot of people are distracted.
No, I seriously think about this every single day, and I'm sorry if I sound stupid. If somebody has $500 and they've already paid taxes on it, and they give it to me, so now just because it goes from them to me, I also have to pay taxes on it, even though they just did. And then not only that, but anytime I spend one of those $500, I'm going to also pay another tax fee on whatever item I'm buying. And then whoever I bought the item from will have to pay taxes on the money they just earned from what I bought. So, like, so every single dollar, like, if $1 is 100 cents, Hold on.
I feel you, sis. I feel you.
Hey, let her cook because she was going somewhere with that.
Can you tell me what happened in the last hour?
I'm sure. I was given the citation. What happened was we fed probably over 100 people that were hungry.
And you got a citation
for feeding people that are hungry. We feed 4 days a week, 7:30 on Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
This is true. They're actually making feeding people illegal in a lot of different jurisdictions. If you're a corporation giving money to politicians, that's not illegal. That used to be called bribery, but not anymore. If you're someone charging like 400% interest, that used to be called loan sharking. Now it's called payday lenders. That's totally fine. If you're a heroin dealer, that used to be illegal, but then they turned it into OxyContin, and that's totally fine. But this lady was feeding the homeless. I mean, who would do that? Like maybe Jesus? The right wing would have literally arrested Jesus Christ if he was around right now. Fact.
Because the world is they're pushing out this agenda that what was good is now bad and what's bad is now good. Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention.
And for the first time, there was a new school of thought that was chemically induced that made people question the very society they lived in. By 1960, the President of the United States was only 42 years old. Can you imagine? DMX is older than that. And he was gonna usher in a new era of peace. He was gonna avoid the Cold War. He was gonna end segregation. And they blew his brains out in front of everyone in Dallas. This country was never the same. There were 7 more major assassinations in the 60s. Anyone that stood up and said anything was shot down the streets like a dog. Kennedy, King, X, Evers, on and on. He didn't even have to be famous. You could be a college student at Kent State or in Mississippi protesting the Vietnam War, and they shot them too. The 70s were a wild era.
Thank you, Icy, for the video.
Okay, here's another conspiracy theory. You've seen all the grainy footage of nuclear test blasts that you've with the mushroom clouds. There are always these grainy things, and there's all these like little houses lined up and these little trees lined up, and it blows everything down. Yeah. Okay, so here's the question, right? So what happened? Okay, so this is great. Okay,
where are you going?
So what happened to the camera? How is that happening yet the camera is like totally stable and fine?
Oh my god!
And by the way, and the film is fine. The radiation didn't cause any damage to the film.
Oh my god!
And by the way, okay, we'll do this one. We'll do the loop one more time here. Where's the the car?
I'm crying.
Just showed up. Oh, okay. Just showed up.
So wait a minute. First of all,
wasn't there.
First of all, where'd the car come from?
Yeah. No car.
The second is, does it really look like
car?
Does that look like
look at the car?
That's insane.
Look, right here. Watch. It's not there. It pops up here.
Scale model.
What?
Right.
Oh, that does look fake.
They be lying.
You know what it looks like? It looks like the smoke is too big. Watch when it hits. Like the volume, like the size of it, it looks small.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, it looks like we're looking at something that's like a few inches tall.
If you watch like making of Star Wars, any of the any movies before CGI, whenever they do anything like that, it's always with these tiny models.
Yes. Yeah, this looks fake as shit.
Yeah, another one. It's like, okay, what the camera's fine.
That's hilarious.
I'm not gonna lie, that's probably my favorite video in here. That is hilarious. I never thought of that because you see all this stuff blowing up, but why the camera's still like intact though? It's like 1440p type. Like why you didn't blow up? Why the house got bricks and glue and all this stuff that you could think of. The camera is made with what it's made with, and you know it's very fragile. So how is the camera not breaking, but these houses and cities is being blown to pieces?
People ask me why Walmarts are closing. The answer is simple.
When
I took an Army logistics class, the U.S. Army developed a logistics system for Walmart. Walmarts were strategically set up around the world to act as military distribution bases. So if we have problems in Yemen, the Special Forces takes over the Walmart in Yemen. You can order a helicopter and nuclear weapons on the Walmart logistics system. There's a back door into it. They taught me that. If you are going to have Operation Jade Helm throughout the Southwest, you seize a Walmart. You can order things such as M16 rounds. You can order an M16 to the Walmart program. So they walk into a Walmart, fire 2,200 people in California. You're all laid off, go away, no unemployment, get out of here. Because the military then takes over their base. The specific logistics program I was trained on in California is the same program they use at Walmart. The Walmarts are federal military posts. How many Walmarts they have, they get extra money from the government. And when the government takes over, they get a fortune from the government. Those products are redistributed to other Walmarts. In addition, the American dollar is no longer being accepted in a lot of countries. Walmart can't get products. Nobody will exchange the American dollar for the toys that we're getting at Walmart.
Walmart, I'm disappointed. Does this mean I gotta go to Target now? I mean, honestly, no, because if Walmart doing it, that mean probably all these other stores doing the same thing. It's just that Walmart got caught.
Oh, you said cognitive dissonance. I want y'all to go, if you watching this, go look that up. I did a song about cognitive dissonance, and I didn't use that vocabulary. I just called it people don't want that real. You know what I mean? I said people don't want that real. They just say that they do. People don't want that real, and I'm one of them too. I'm so easily entertained by ratchet activity, violent negative imagery, always seem to interest me. I tell myself, no more music glorifying evil, selling drugs, womanizing, killing our people. Then I hear a song with a tight beat and can't deny it. The hook is catchy, so I subconsciously memorize it. Next thing you know, I'm reciting all the lyrics, and my day don't feel complete unless I hear it. Inviting darkness in my spirit, this can't be light. I'm craving what I'm supposed to be fighting. This can't be right. I must be blind to the effects. This can't be sight. Death is in the power of the tongue, and this can't be life. Be careful what you get involved with, because you can't support a cause, but then hate the effects that it causes.
I had to listen to that because dang, he was spitting. That was facts.
In this country, of every state, is two states. You have the state of Nevada and Nevada State. You have Cal State, California State, and State of California. Not the same thing at all. California State, according to the law, is one thing. State of California is totally different. Has nothing to do with each other at all. It's the difference between being a lawyer and an attorney. Has nothing to do with them at all. It's totally separate words, means totally separate things. Consequently, when you understand how words and terms are used and symbols are used, then we go back to the idea of the court. All law in the Western civilization applies only to cooperations, co-ops. All law applies only to corporations, period. Across the board, no other, end of sentence. There is no law that applies to you personally, so consequently, the system has made each one of you a corporation. And how now do you distinguish which one, when someone's addressing you, that they're addressing you as the one that your mother gave birth to, or the corporate you? Very simple. According to British law, when you sign your name, upper and lower case, that is applying to your body, your flesh and blood self.
Shout out to Amaya. I see you.
There is also an extremely important.
What is happening?
Are you okay?
Yes.
Hold on. You'll be fine. Hold on. There we go. Okay.
It's okay.
We actually go back to.
That's
Hold on a
crazy.
minute.
That's
Sorry.
crazy.
Can somebody help me?
Bad news for the Obama administration. We have this new CNN ORC poll, which is quite a turnaround in.
She tweaking.
Well, a very, very heavy debatation tonight. We had a very Darrison fight. Let's go to Terrace Chasing those for the head of the pit.
But it's been a heck of a ride, to be honest. I really can't complain.
Look at him.
Yeah, I was I was a little down when I found out I was injured and I had to have surgery again, or with another knee. But at the end of the day, I have amazing teammates. Guys like Draymond, everybody on this team, they come over and wrap their hands around me like, yo.
First caress.
I remember this. Like she's seen something. That's great.
And that was #1 in Australia and New Zealand. So, yeah.
Brilliant. From 1981, The Lost Scroll, it's out there. All right, Alex, we might come back to you if... Oh, we've kind of lost you there.
Oh?
Im absoluten Luxussegment verbindet Rolls-Royce Tradition und Moderne. Jüngster Beweis ist der Brace. Auch der...
Wow.
And if you've ever wondered why some celebrities are photographed with a black eye, according to Donald, it means they have been chipped. He claims that the chips are inserted through the eye and attached to the brain, which is what causes the eye to blacken or swell. And according to Donald, these soulless clones, walk-ins, robotoids, drones, chipheads, reptilians, whatever you want to call them, they are all part of the Vril society. He claims that whenever you see a celebrity giving the peace sign, they are actually holding up a V for Vril. And always remember, one time is by chance, the second time is coincidence, and the third time it's a pattern. So pay attention.
Dang. Phase cloning is they take your consciousness while you sleep and put it in a clone in the cloning center. And as soon as you're in the REM phase of sleep, you have to stay there until you wake up.
Remember this weird video of Beyonce?
Did.
Year 2000. You remember the video of her at a basketball game? She was like, and she was going on.
The audio is choppy on the video. Not me.
That ain't no human. You seen George Bush lately? When Obama, I think it was like last year, and Michelle Obama had to control this fool because he was just going, he's just doing that.
So you saying clones is out here malfunctioning? Beyonce died in 2000?
Yeah.
How did she die?
Hey, man, they ain't gonna tell you if she's dead, and she's a clone, fool.
And remember when the country of Nigeria thought their president was a clone? Did you know Michael Jackson was the first celebrity client for the company Clonaid? What is Clonaid? Clonaid is a Canadian company registered in the Bahamas that prides themselves on being the world's leading reproductive cloning facility. The premise of Clonaid was announced in 1997, and the company's intentions were to make advancements for human mortality and to allow to produce a child. In 1997, it was announced that the first American couple was going to invest in Clonaid by paying $500,000 to have a baby. The couple's names have never been revealed, but there is speculation that it was Barack and Michelle Obama. And after Clonaid's announcement in 1997, Malia Ann Obama was born in 1998. And why have we never seen pregnant photos of Michelle?
It looks like Chloe doesn't really want to. So I just was wondering
When I first discovered the Clonaid website years ago, I remembered seeing Michael Jackson's name on the website and that he used their services. Of course, it has been removed from the Clonaid website. Of
course.
But I found the proof that it did exist at one time. The YouTube channel Pac Lives still has the evidence. In the book Family of Secrets, The Bush Dynasty, Russ Baker confirms the existence of more than one version of Bush Jr. It has been said that there are 14 versions of him, all birthed by surrogate mothers, that would be able to replace Bush if he were ever to go insane or die.
My understanding is that a lot of presidents have already been replaced.
That's right.
Yeah,
I don't think
they're walking around. They look old, but they basically some of the people are just
I'll just
second,
give you
third
something
copies.
I'll give you something to ponder. Get some old videos of George Bush. when he first come into office. Look at the person and listen to him speak. Look at his actions and listen to his everything that's there. Now, it's a lot easier to put somebody out in front to act as a, even Bush did. He had somebody else that was up there acting like he is and look like it. Even Hitler had he had his stand. In fact, his stand-in was the one that they found in the ground over in Germany.
Speaking of presidents, Freeman Fly proposed the interesting theory that Obama was the clone of Akenatan and Michelle Obama was the clone of his wife, Nefertiti. In the book, The 7 Clones of Barack Obama, occultist author Benza Magos discusses Obama as the spawn of an Anunnaki breeding experiment in order to bring back Akhenaten. While promoting Jumanji, Jack Black was asked about doing a sequel. He said, "There is no choice. You have to do the sequel. Otherwise, they will kill you and clone you." You could argue he was joking, but why was this video removed from the internet? And shortly after this interview, Kevin Hart, who was promoting the same movie, admitted to being a clone.
How you do it? Every time I look on Twitter, there you are. Facebook, there you are. Television, there you are. How you do it? I have a clone. I was going to say that. There's 2 of you. Cats out the bag. Okay? So a good 3 of me. We broke it. They didn't want to release it yet. This is major news that I'm giving you. I'm cloned. Okay. I appreciate it. So I'm able to do all that I do.
Well, our scientists have learned how to make people. They call them synthetics. Are you familiar with those? It's a synthetic. The synthetics, when you touch their skin, it feels like plastic almost. That's the latest technique. The old techniques, if you guys can rent a video of the boys from Brazil, rent it, because in it, it gives you the exact way how our government's been making people.
That one had too much gems. Y'all can think what y'all want. I'm just gonna say the math was mathing. I posted this video.
There's also a conspiracy theory about a movie that came out recently too.
What movie?
The Sound of Freedom. That whole thing is trying to give awareness about child right? There's theories. Everyone who's gone into movies to watch it, the movie theaters have teamed
They
up.
stopped it.
Yeah, trying not to sell tickets, trying not for people to watch it.
Yeah.
I've seen one where it's like, oh, the person tries to buy tickets. They said it's fully sold out. Goes in the movie theater, nobody there.
There's no one in here. And then it said that they were sold out.
Another one, the guy comes in, he's like, oh, we have to download the movie. It's gonna take an hour. We can give you your movie back. Like, you guys can walk out. Bam,
They're like
that
never
never happens.
They're trying to stop them from watching it.
Exactly, and the 2 main ones they have been doing, turn off the AC so it's hot as hell in there.
Word.
And then,
Just to let you guys know again, it is gonna get hot. It is gonna be like a Dr. movie.
So why is it only this one though, not all the other ones?
the movies usually dim the lights when it goes on. The lights stay on the whole time, and people complain.
So they don't want to stay there and watch the whole thing. There's a deeper conspiracy onto that.
Shout out to Epic.
How you want to ask me? All right, now we're recording. So, all right. Because I am Specialist Guy Malinsky, Washington National Guard. This is Specialist Woolman, Washington National Guard. And what are we doing here, Specialist Woolman?
Well, as you see, we have a couple lanes set up here. We've had some zombie activity in these derelict buildings in this little Salem, little country town. We're just trying to clear it out, trying to keep everybody safe. We haven't had any casualties come through just yet, but we have had some gunshots in these surrounding buildings.
Well, why don't we take a walk down there and see? So how common are these things?
Well, we're thinning out the herd slightly, but it's still a really menacing threat.
Yeah, people don't know that it's actually a biological threat, not a chemical or radiological, like people are meant to know.
That's a super common misconception, but biological as it is, it's like a rash, as you say. It's something in the environment that you just have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? We're doing the best we really can.
It springs up, I think in America it springs up fairly commonly. I'd say once every 3 months somewhere in America. All right.
Now, you see this big building right here?
Yeah.
We already cleared this one out about 2 hours ago. But we still hear noises. We still hear some scraping around in there. We think there might be a couple little things still going on. But we're going to send another sweep through there. And I just said we're right now set up for any possible contamination.
All right, and the point of this right now is to decon any of our guys or any civilians that are caught.
Absolutely. Anything from a slight blood splatter to a full-on bite or a penetrating wound.
Fun fact, not everyone who gets bitten transforms. I know there's a lot of misconception with all the movies and stuff going on. You know, fairly common to see these guys just laughing. I mean, it's a pretty safe thing. A full-blown epidemic is pretty much not likely to happen. You have to have a predispositioned ability to get turned into one.
Absolutely. Not only that, but it's a bite that really kills you. You already have the strand available in your stream to turn into this zombie or this flesh eater or this. Biggest misconception is that they don't go for the brain. TV shows put that out that they eat brain, but no.
But nevertheless, we take this quite seriously.
Absolutely.
It's a huge operation we have going right now. We liaison with several different guard agencies and even the Homeland Response.
Yeah, so you can see their major vehicle. It's just on the other side of this tent. We got to get to a better vantage point to really.
All right, let's take a walk. Yeah.
Yeah, just watch your step. Watch your step.
Of course. I mean, we don't really choose the areas these things happen at, and we got the best option, best place where to do it.
Yeah, you notice how it's basically a backyard, but you got to do what you got to do, or with what you have. And around this corner, nice fresh mud. Actually, does slow down the zombie herd.
Well, that just turned out to be advantageous. Right now we're being by the generators, so we probably won't be able to hear much. We got a huge generator, farm, factory setup, stretchers, any wounded.
Now these mobile stations up here are the Homeland Defense. They're fairly well organized and they're really the first responders. We see another one of our derelict buildings. Yet to be cleared out, but we haven't heard a whole lot of activity from it. That's one of our next major hotspots to hit.
We have MPs around the whole area containing the situation so it doesn't spread.
A perimeter is super important in a situation like this. We control what's going on the site, but we have to control what's going on around the site as well.
That we do. And we have a...
I'll take a look at this building again.
All right.
Right there right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I saw some movement up in the upper building, just making the final sweep through. Yeah, you see the shadows playing in there. There's definitely somebody walking around in there, trying to take care of business, clean up the mess. That's another thing. You don't want wild animals eating this stuff.
I had to look up that one because that one was giving too actorish. Someone said that this was either training or that this was a movie set. I could completely agree when it comes to that. I was gonna say in the video that it's giving the movie Quarantine. I don't know if you guys ever watched the movie Quarantine, but it basically was kind of like about that and them quarantining a whole building down because there was like a apocalypse happening in it, and whoever got, you know, touched, bit, or affected by it, they would turn into one. And, you know, like how the games go, that's how it goes. When it takes one, that one spreads it, and then it just keeps spreading. So, like I said, I will confirm that they said that this was from a movie set or it's training, but what y'all training for? You know what I'm saying? Y'all know something I don't know? Let me know. Thank you, Retro, for the video.
Not getting caught up in the Hollywood hype. Like, I really am a massive fan of making movies, but I really do not like Hollywood. It is not for me. The business really scares me. I understand that I'm a part of that business and I enjoy my kind of interactions with it. But that said, I am always looking for ways to kind of remove myself from it to kind of just live as normal a life as possible.
You look at Clinton, Bush, and Perot. Do you see anybody you have an interest in voting for? Hey, man, I say my prayers. I'm a spiritual person. And I'm gonna let God settle all this craziness and all this. But we can't all do that. Yeah, but that's what I'm doing, man.
Yeah, right. Okay, what y'all doing? That's what I'm doing.
Higher power than all of it. Then I think it's a higher power than government. I think it's a higher power than all of those things. And I've been let down personally. You feel let down, and you feel like you're a victim. I've had all that stuff in my life, you know. And I'm down with that higher power. That's who I give my vote. Isn't that kind of like being a slave on the plantation and just singing and saying, Lord will make a way? But what's that going to accomplish by whipping some? It will accomplish more than just praying. I think prayer must be accompanied by some kind of action. Oh, but see, that's if you feel that the government is doing things for you. You feel like the government is helping you out and doing things for you and has your best interest at hand. That's why I'm gonna vote, because I believe. But have you ever felt like that? Have you ever felt I'll just keep voting until I find somebody who has my interest? Wait now. But who's tripping then? If you just going down in the booth and pulling this lever and I'm singing, who's tripping? Who's to say what happens when you go pull a lever and they say, oh yeah, we counted the votes and this. Who knows what goes on, man? I know, but when you have nothing, hey, Chief, you have nothing to do with any of it. There's some cats that run this thing. Nah, I'm not doing this, and a lot of people gonna say, oh, he's crazy and rock the vote and all that. There are a bunch of cats that run this planet, and they just wait on the higher power to handle things. I mean, read your Bible. Read your Bible.
Spinach is not a health food, along with many other leafy greens. This is because most leafy greens like spinach contain high levels of oxalates, which is a defense mechanism made by the plant to protect itself, and our bodies can have a negative reaction to this, and one of them can be developing kidney stones. Instead of eating spinach or other similar leafy greens, start eating stuff which has no defense mechanisms to avoid the potential negative effects by consuming high nutrient dense foods like beef liver, eggs, or lavia sea moss. All of these three options are much more nutritious and have way less risks.
America, take a good look at your beloved candidates. They're nothing but hideous space reptiles. Those candidates are phonies. You heard me.
What
They're alien replicants from beyond the moon.
These latest images are shot with a heat detecting camera. Hillary is blue cold.
Come on.
America, take a good look at your beloved candidates. They're nothing but hideous space reptiles. Why won't anyone believe my crazy story?
Are the aliens? Maybe they're among us. I don't know.
Maybe they're among us. I don't know. Thank you, DeAndre.
And in 1896, he published a book called Race Tendencies and Traits of the American Negro, in which he lays out all the numbers, and then he concludes that if we simply avoided allowing black people to have any access to health care, that within 2 or 3 generations, the whole race would die out, and that would solve the race problem in America. When Teddy Roosevelt, 1912, proposed a national health care system, people said no because black people will get it. When Franklin Roosevelt proposed a national health care system, it was the same thing. We don't want black people to get it. When Truman tried it in 47, same thing. Don't want black people to get it. We have to figure out a way to keep black people from using Medicare. And the way that they came up with was to have a 20% hole, a gap in Medicare, so that you had to pay 20% of your doctor's bill and your hospital bill, and that would discourage poor black people from showing up at the hospitals. Nearly 100% of the reason why the United States is the only country in the world that doesn't define healthcare as a right is because of racism.
Thank you, Silver, for the video.
My God.
Y'all love
Man,
her.
I ain't even gonna lie, they kind of irritated me a bit. They'll rather y'all believe that there is more land after the Antarctica ice wall rather than believing that that's the end of the firmament. But I'm just gonna let y'all know right now, the Antarctica ice wall is the end of the firmament. And that's why nobody is allowed over there. You can't fly over it or nothing. Because if you get caught even trying to go near it, you would get for it. They don't want nobody knowing the truth. There is no land over there. So this person asked, is it possible to break the firmament? No, I don't think that anybody could break God's creation. and when he set the foundations of the earth. The same way they was trying to build the tower to reach the heavens in the Bible. And he tore all that down. And proceeded to give everyone different languages just so the people couldn't come together to ever try to do something like that again. This is how huge the Antarctica ice wall is compared to a boat in the ocean. They even be showing us little subliminal messages in the movies. Y'all need to understand, a globe wouldn't even be possible. Water has to be contained. It has to, there's no way around it. This is the real map. All that white right there is the Antarctica ice wall. It's a 360 ice wall that is around us. Ain't no land after that. No land at all. That's the true map. See, God said, when he said, this far you may come and no farther, he meant that. Here was where your proud waves halt. Here's where everything ends. There's nowhere to go after that. There's no way we getting out of the firmament, and there's nothing else past the ice wall. God set the foundations of this earth, and what he says, he meant. They just lying to y'all, trying to brainwash y'all to believe what they want y'all to believe. But God said, this is how far we may come, and no farther. And when he said that, he meant it. Ain't nothing else after those waves. Ain't no more land, ain't no nothing. Because that's the end of the firmament. And even they know that.
So today we're going to talk about how we're building back better by banning these healthy bulbs to replace them with fluorescent, non-earth friendly bulbs and LEDs, which are linked to cataracts and emit radio frequencies. So we all know the thing about LEDs are going to save us money. Well, how much? 11 cents per kilowatt per hour. Well, if I had an incandescent bulb, I would pay the exact same price. The only difference is this incandescent bulb might last a little bit less than this LED bulb. Now, what's interesting about the back of these boxes, it talks about how all these LED bulbs are working on a radio frequency. See this? Harmful interference to radio or television or people, which is not mentioned. And it actually talks about the FCC rules. Now remember, the FCC cannot be sued for any damages caused by radio frequencies. So then you have these fluorescent bulbs, which are marketed as earth-friendly and last 5 times longer, which is actually not true. But what's interesting is, check this. Lamps contain mercury. They also contain lead and other hazardous materials, but they're low, so it's not a big deal if you just throw them in the garbage. But this is earth-friendly, which is funny, and also emit radio frequencies, which can disrupt radios, televisions, wireless telephones, remote controls, and people. So then we go to the bulbs that they want to ban, which actually last 3,000 hours or more. And if you notice, when you turn this back around just like this, there's no warning label that talks about how it emits radio frequencies or disrupts life. Interesting.
Very. I posted this video, y'all.
I have an acronym in my book. How real can I be?
I'm
not gonna be too real. I'm gonna say the N word, so I hope y'all don't get mad. All right, cool. So NFL really stands for niggas for lease. They used to sell slaves, now they lease them.
Yes.
And nigga meaning ignorant, not race. Because every one of your color is not of your kind, and every one of your kind is not of your color. Right? And so we're not fighting a war on black versus white. We fighting a war versus darkness versus light, wrong versus right kind of thing. And so when we lift the veil on the things that's really going on that keeps us separated, because community really is, come on, let's unify. But we don't live in communities anymore. We don't have like that village mentality I was talking about earlier, because we live in neighborhoods. And so what I do with the hood, I put it over your head to hide the truth on what's really going on. You know what I mean? When you really take the hood off, you can have a overstanding and an understanding of who you are, and then not being in bondage if you don't make it to the league. Like you feel like you empty if you're not on television. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with it.
Speaking.
Do you believe our government has made contact with intelligent extraterrestrials?
Something I can't discuss in public setting.
Okay, I can't ask when you think this occurred. If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries, yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
Your tongue knows exactly how everything you look at would feel. Considering the number of Mission Impossible movies out, the missions don't seem too impossible no more. Kangaroos are just deers that started lifting weights.
What?
People who believe in a flat earth never explain what it looks like on the underside of it. Babysitters are just teenagers who act like grown-ups, so grown-ups can go out and act like teenagers. Trains are the only vehicle who don't feature in racing sports. As much as we use our phones in our daily life, they don't ever seem to appear in our dreams.
Man.
If we really had a purge, I know the day after has to be so awkward. It's so many blue raspberry flavored things in the world, but there's no such thing as a blue raspberry.
Oh, that's deep.
You wanna know what's really crazy? Bottled water companies don't produce water. They produce plastic bottles.
Dude, we're getting gypped out here. You hear me? Oh, I think that is all for today's video. Now, before the edit, I'm recording right now. It says that this video is 1 hour and 14 minutes long. I'm saying that because with all the edits and all the stuff I gotta cut and take out, it may not be an hour. But if it is an hour, hallelujah. If it's not, hallelujah. Y'all still made it this far. I really love and appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. Thank y'all for rocking with me. Thank y'all if you gotten this far, because we had a lengthy length of TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Am I missing one? Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Yeah. Y'all get it. Y'all get the shebang. We had a whole bunch of videos today. I had a little bit of malfunctions. My glasses broke, y'all, look. So I had to fix that, or I had to sit still. Then my light kept flickering on and off, but we still pushed through. So thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart for staying, for supporting. If you guys have any theories that you guys want to send over, add the Discord. The link is in the description down below. So make sure to go add that and send over your theories so that I can feature them not only on this channel, but shout you out and have your video on the reaction video. But that is all from me. All esteem goes to my Lord Yahuwah, my Adonai, Yahusha HaMashiach, for blessing me with everything as a whole. I'm just the best with that work in and through, so I gotta give credit and honor where it's due. Y'all go check out the merch. Again, super fave. No, yours is not gonna come with the Matrix background. It's just that my words is green, so it means it disappears because it's treated like a green screen. So that's all. But make sure if you buy it, tag me. I'll shout you out. All the above, love. But y'all know me. Y'all have a blessed one. I'll see you on the next one. Shalom, shalom.
You can't bring me down. I know who I belong to. Yeah. What? I won't sell my soul. I know my worth.